Hey, family, a lot of times you are the best thing that happened to a lot of people. hmm The best thing that happened to a lot of people. And I guess it's because we sit here and we're living in our lives every day. We do these superhuman things every day and we think they're regular because it's us doing it. We go to work, we take care of our family, we get to this money, we do the things we have to do, not realizing who we are. And a lot of times we do these things that cause us to lose our power, to forget who we are, to forget whose we are, and we move about so freely in our lives like we're normal. We move about so freely in our lives like we're regular. No, there is nothing common about an uncommon person. There is nothing common about a phenomenal person. And family, I need you to know who you are because so often we forget that when we're just living day to day. We forget that when we have people in our lives tearing us down. We forget that when we don't get the lucky breaks, when we get phone calls and rejection calls after call after call after call, and we're feeling like losers in our lives or we're feeling unhappy in our lives. But family, there is nothing about you that's a loser. You are not unhappy. You are happy. That is a feeling state. And I want you to know how great you are. And I can say it all day, you're so great. I can say it all day, you're so phenomenal. But it's going to take you to believe it. And we have to be very careful about the words that we speak to ourselves, very careful about the things that we're saying about ourselves, because regardless of who hears it, we are listening. We are listening to the words that we're speaking over ourselves. We are listening to the words that we're saying about ourselves. And family, we sit here in life as if we have no value. We're sitting in here in life as if we're not worthy just because we had a bad situation and she left you. Oh, so because she left you, you're sad forever. Because he left you, you're sad forever. No, family, we have to take our power back. And I know it hurts. There is nothing in life that I haven't been through. I know it hurts. But at some point, when you're done mourning and when you're done crying and when you're done being sad, you got to pick it up and go. Because there's too much life left out here for you to live. There are too many things to do for you to be worried about them. Let them worry about them because they're worried about you. I promise you, the best thing that you can do for yourself is move forward. Because at the end of the day, every single thing that you think you lost, every single person you think you lost, they all come back and they want you. You know why? Because they did not find you where they left you. Because you did the big upgrade, because you moved on with your life, because you're doing more in this season of your life, because you are more, family. And I want you to know you are not common. We out here moving as if we're like, it's like being an eagle, being raised amongst chickens, and you're thinking you're a chicken, but you're not. You're thinking you a chicken until you learn real quick you on a whole other level. And I get it. We all don't have support systems. We all don't have people in our lives that are helping us. We all don't have the same tools that everybody else has, but you have you. You've always had you, because wherever you go, there you are. You've always had you. Family, I want you to win. And I want you to know who you are. And I want you to know whose you are. And sometimes it takes that encouragement to speak to yourself, to talk to yourself, to look at yourself and say, self, I am the truth. Self, we're going to get through this. Self, we're going to get beyond this. And it doesn't matter what your life status is. You can have a whole lot of money. You can have a whole bunch of M's and zeros in your bank accounts, or you can have less. It doesn't matter, because all of us go through tough things in our lives, and we all need that motivation in our lives. And we all need people who love us and support us in our lives. I want you to know, family, that whatever you're going through, one of the hardest lessons I ever learned in my life is that this too shall pass. Anything you're going through, I've gone through so much in my life. I used to be like, oh my God, this is never going to end. Things will never get better. I'm never going to get out of this situation. My life is never going to change. And then I learned that that is not the case. That this too shall pass, and things do get better, because they always get better, because they don't have a choice but to get better. And when something happens in your life that takes you down through there, right? Or something happens that knocks you down and you feel like you can't get up, know that you will. And I remember going to church years ago, and a pastor preached a sermon, and it was called And Suddenly. And he said, and suddenly your life can change. And family, I say that to you. Literally, you can wake up and then suddenly your entire life could change. And suddenly things can be completely different for you. And suddenly you can get that lucky break that you want. And I remember I had a tough financial situation. Everything was falling apart, but that's what I thought. Because things weren't falling apart. things were falling together. And right when I got the money that I needed, it came at the time that was the most opportune. So you may think that you're in a season of your life that you will never get out of, but I guarantee and promise you, you will, because this too shall pass. It will. If there's something in your life that you're wanting, you're doing the work and you're doing the work and you're trying and trying and trying and trying and it's not working, family, maybe you need to surrender. Maybe you need to do less of trying and more of believing, less of trying and more of telling yourself that you got this, because the thoughts that we think matter and it leads to greatness in our lives. Family, I want you to know that at the end of the day, like I said before, you have you. You have you. It doesn't matter what a person says about you. It doesn't matter. A lot of times these people try to hold you to your past. It doesn't even matter if they're trying to hold you to your past. You know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, trust and know that you are meant to be here because you woke up this morning, if you're watching this video, that you woke up and are given the opportunity to have another day. Look back on all the situations in your life where you thought you were going to die. Real talk. I'll wait. Think about it. All the situations in your life where you thought that you 100% were going to die, but you're still here. Look at the people who left your life. She left you for dead. She thought that without her, you weren't going to win. Now what? Some of y'all went through these nasty court battles with these low-level people who you met one way and left another way because they weren't who they said that they were. And she thought that she could play in your face, and look at your life now. Isn't it funny how the tables turn? And I'm not even wishing bad on people, but this is what happened when you're dealing with a chosen one. And family, I want you to know that you're chosen. That every single thing you're going through in your life, it's all designed. Because you're living a life by design. You're not living a life by default. You're doing the things that you need to do, even though it doesn't feel like it. Even though you wake up and things are difficult and you feel like change is not happening, I want you to trust and know that change is happening and that things are getting better. Things are always getting better for you, even when it doesn't feel like it. And like I said earlier, it may feel like things are falling apart, but things are never falling apart. Things are always falling together if you believe that. And we've all been down. We've all had tough seasons where we challenge ourselves and we question life and we wonder why we're going through what we're going through. And we wonder if things will ever change. And we question the people in our lives and the support systems, and we question God. And I get that. But family, sometimes when you look back on your life, the thing that came to hurt you sometimes are the best lessons that you've ever learned in your life because it made you better, faster, stronger, and gave you the ability to walk in your purpose. Tell me I'm lying, I'll wait. Because I'm telling the truth. Because at the end of the day, life may be hard, but you're harder than that. You're not new to the game, you're true to it. And that's the type of energy that you have to carry when you're slaying dragons. That's the type of energy that you have to carry when you're dealing with these people that are hurting you, yo. People that are really impacting your future. Because family, I learned that the fears that we don't face become our limits. What are your fears and things you're having to do? And maybe you fear you. Maybe you fear what you're capable of doing. Maybe you fear what you're capable of becoming. And I want you to know today, every single thing that you want, yo, is coming to you. Every single thing that you want is coming to you. Look back on your life and look back on all the things that you've been through and look at how you've made it. Like, look at how you made it. And I was like, yo, I'm just going to record this video because sometimes we just got to hear things unscripted. Like everyone's making these beautiful videos with edits and words and all the things. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, when you're going through something, you don't want to see pretty. You want to feel real. Like you want to know at the end of the day that someone understands what I'm going through and someone's been what I've been through and someone can walk in what I've walked in. And I'm telling you, family, there are people out here that went through what you've gone through and they've made it and they're better and faster and stronger than they ever were before. And one day that person is going to be you. And you're going to be able to speak to somebody else that is in the place where you are in now. They're going to be in their chapter 2, and you're going to be in your chapter 22. And you're going to have empathy and be able to speak to them because you walk that walk, yo. You've been there. There is nothing that anyone is going to be able to tell you because you came through and you made it through. And you're better and faster and stronger as a result. And there is nothing that anyone is going to say to take you down through there. It doesn't matter what they say. Because the only thing that matters is that you are winning in your life and that you are moving forward to having a better life than you ever have before. And that things are not falling apart, that things are falling together. And every single thing in your life that you need is coming to you. And all the bad things in your life that you don't need are going to find their way out of your life and find its way out of your life. And that all things good, all things noble, all things that are blessings are coming to you in its right time, even when it doesn't feel like it. If your finances aren't where they need to be, you will never lose. You're not going to lose your apartment. You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to lose your job. You don't lose. You are chosen. You don't lose. You only get better. And when one door closes, a better one opens each and every time, even though it doesn't seem like it. And even though it doesn't feel like it. So whatever you're going through, family, whatever you're coming out of, and whatever you're walking into, know that you are the one. And you have to believe it. Just something to think about. Stay inspired.